New information keeps coming to light about how the US intelligence community used unverified Russian propaganda in an attempt to keep Donald Trump from being elected. Just before his inauguration, President-elect Trump even made the claim that the intelligence community's actions were similar to tactics used in Nazi Germany. Now, the CIA director at the time took great offense at this comparison, saying it was outrageous to compare what the intelligence community in the United States had done to what the actions done under the Third Reich. Despite John Brennan's outrage, however, there were large numbers of actual Nazi spies and informants working for the US intelligence community when he joined the CIA in 1980. And so now that President Trump is pledging to reform America's intelligence agencies, it's important for news watchers to understand why the Central Intelligence Agency helped shelter large numbers of Nazi war criminals in the decades just after World War II. Even though President Franklin Roosevelt insisted on the unconditional surrender of the Nazis, future CIA Director Allen Dulles negotiated an agreement with Nazi General Karl Wolff to protect Nazi spies for use against the Soviet Union after the war. Many of these Nazi spies stayed behind in Europe to work for NATO-controlled Galado networks. Thousands of other Nazi officials were smuggled into Latin America via a system of rat lines run by Allen Dulles and several key Roman Catholic bishops and priests. Of the 30,000 Nazis that escaped Europe using these rat lines, the US government hired at least 1,000 as spies and informants against the Soviet Union. Key US intelligence officials like CIA Director Allen Dulles and FBI Director J. Edgar Hoover aggressively recruited Nazis of all ranks as assets against the Soviets. While evidence of the government's links to former Nazi spies began to emerge in the 1970s, the US intelligence community continued to use former Nazis until 1990. CIA Director Allen Dulles also sat on the board of directors of the American Committee for a United Europe. This committee was a CIA front group largely responsible for funding European unification movements that culminated in the establishment of the European Economic Community. Here at the Philadelphia Trumpet, we have long reported about how the US government cooperated with the Roman Catholic Church and former Nazi Party officials to build a European superstate capable of helping Washington oppose the Soviet Union. This has proven to be a tragic mistake. Instead of trusting God and striving to obey His laws, Americans turned to Germany and the Vatican. They helped build a resurrected Holy Roman Empire with the power to defend and protect them from the Soviet Union. Yet a sobering prophecy in Ezekiel 23 reveals that because America turned away from God and instead relied on Germany and this Holy Roman Empire, their new allies would betray them. Today, the US government is actually at war with itself as the Trump administration faces off against the US intelligence community and as anti-Americanism surges across Europe. This is a prophetic sign of an impending civil war and America's worst ever military defeat. To find out more about this prophesied double-cross, please read The Significance of Germany's Break from America by Editor-in-Chief Gerald Flurry.